Happy weekend, folks. Walk with me. So, little video today, particularly toward parenting. So if you're a parent, thinking of becoming a parent, I'd be curious to hear from you in the comments. And basically the question is, in what ways has becoming a parent changed you? Or probably a better question, what has it brought up for you that you were completely unaware of, or that really surprised you? And I'm thinking specifically of like getting away from just the flowery stuff, right? Everyone can go in the comments and say it brought out all the joy and the happiness and the love, and I feel like those are given, and those are just sort of like broadly socially, not just socially acceptable, but socially expected. I will explain my answer, and maybe it will sort of tune you into what I'm hoping to get from the comment section of anyone who's willing to leave their experience. So for me, there was a ton of different things. So I'm probably just going to talk about one or two in this short video. But one of them was this intense worry that I was going to bring catastrophe to my family. That now that it was not just me, but it was me and my wife, and then it was not just me and my wife, but it was me and my wife and our first child, I felt immense pressure to make sure that we wouldn't be without any of the basic necessities, and then beyond that, that folks would feel, or the family would feel, no strain, no like financial strain. And I didn't see that coming. Come to think about it now for many, many years, but very intensely for the last few months or so. And, realizing that the lack and the worry and the concern that was very pervasive in my upbringing, it was not just one of those things where it was like, I don't want them to experience this, or I don't want them to have to deal with this. Sorry, I'm trying to manage the noise there. It was beyond that, right? It wasn't, the hard thing is, I wasn't having that thought that I just expressed to you. I don't want them to deal with hardship. I don't want them to experience lack or worry as it pertains to financial well-being or being able to afford things. I didn't have that thought in the way that I just said it aloud. It was like total undercurrent. Subliminal, I guess we could call it, if we're using that, or subconscious, unconscious, whatever. And it just drove my actions to the extreme. I'm not saying this in a way that is typically said, at least here in the US, where it's like, yeah, so then you grew up and you manned up and you did what you had to do to take care of your family. I'm not saying it like that. The way I'm saying it is, this took place without me realizing it, and I then changed a lot of my life to safeguard against this thing. And I did it in such an extreme way that it was really unnecessary. Like, it took things way too far, right? Like, that's an extreme mindset to have. Like, there's no trust there, right? There's no, I trust myself or my capabilities, or I trust the society that I'm in to make sure that like catastrophe won't befall us. Instead, it was literal panic. Everyone man their stations and just do everything you can to build a barrier against these fears. So I wouldn't say that it manifested in a good way, and it still isn't necessarily manifesting in a good way, but I've recognized it. and I can continue to work with that. But that's one way, and this is what I'm talking about, that's one way in which starting a family, having kids, had a profound, unforeseen impact on me and had me acting in ways that I couldn't have otherwise seen myself sort of undertaking. And again, I know that change happens and things look different when you have kids, but to be able to realize, oh, I took things way too far and I got way too extreme, and it wasn't necessarily a good thing for anybody. I think that there's room for that to be considered as well. All right, you have a good weekend. You leave me a comment if you have something to share, and I'll see you in the next video.